Led the Mets in innings, led them in starts, had a great middle threes ERA, won 15 games. He's made 2 starts against the Padres during the regular season, a good one, a bad one. Preview what we're going to get from him tonight.
Well, you're going to get a bulldog-like effort. There's no doubt about it. I heard Chris Bassitt speak early in the season in spring training, and there was all this talk with DeGrom and Scherzer, 2 Cy Young Award winners, and rightfully so. Bassitt, I think, kind of felt like a Roy Oswalt sitting down behind Cliff Lee, and those guys, and he's been just that. He had a rough one. He's pitched against San Diego twice, and it's been the tale of 2 different stories. This is the first outing in San Diego. And Matt, you did a great job pointing out that he didn't throw his breaking ball for a strike. And when you don't get ahead and you get in hitters' counts, 2-1, they hammer the fastball. These are the best in the business. And counts are rallies tonight. When a hitter gets in a good count, he's comfortable and can do damage. 3-2 fastball count. Jerkson Profar, who's on fire. He can't get in fastball counts and get fastballs out over the plate. Then it's 0-2, and he just didn't bury that pitch, and that's not an 0-2 breaking ball that you want. He just really struggled in this start with his feel, and we'll show this to you. He's got such a deep arsenal of pitch mix usage, but tonight every pitch is a rally, and you have to get ahead. If you're going to be successful in the big leagues, strike 1 and strike 2, and you see this is 2-1 going to 3-1 and just missing. Here's his start against the Padres when he figured it out. Fastball 0-2 up at the top of the zone. Again, another cutter fastball up at the top of the zone. There's Grisham getting it. He's going to get some of that tonight. 1-2 with Manny. You see blowing 4-seam right by him. There's Kim. And this is who you're going to see tonight. Change up down at the bottom of the zone. But look for Chris Bassitt to be aggressive, and when he's aggressive, exploit using all of his pitch mix versus a Padres team that he'll keep off balance. But getting ahead is very, very important for Chris Bassitt tonight. When he's ahead, aggressive mentality, that bulldog in him seems to come out. I expect every bit of that tonight.
This guy that's been through a lot, too. Hitting the head not long ago, came back to dominate, handles New York with all kinds of grace and ease. You can say the same thing about Joe Musgrove in terms of what he's gone through. And Matt Yaloff pointed out what he learned from Brian McCann. He learned a lot from Brent Strom in his Houston days. He was an ace of the staff type guy in Pittsburgh. Now bigger stakes, postseason. Same guy. Bassitt's last regular season appearance, not so great. Musgrove ended the regular season in terrific shape. 1 earned run in his last 22 innings. What do we look for tonight from him?
Well, again, on this side, bulldog, and you know, Matt, 44 in San Diego, soft spot in my heart. I love this kid. Work ethic, preparation, you heard him talk about it. This is how things went awry. He threw 5 good innings and made 1 mistake here with some base runners on. You can't hang that breaking ball to Pete Alonso, and this is how he lost in New York previous. You're going to see tonight, you can't make that mistake, Joe, or that Citi Field's going to be rocking. Before that, Matt, he threw 5 scoreless innings, and how he did that was really utilizing the inside part of the plate. You're going to see there Nimmo, who's hotter than anybody. Time up. Don't let him go the other way. Starlin Marte's got a tough hand, finger injury. He's going to get some fastballs in tonight. Here's Jeff McNeil win a batting title. How do you get him out? Time up, in. I think tonight you're going to see a big-time version of fastballs in, and how when you start to see guys work off that, you're going to get that breaking ball. And Lindor is the one guy that I don't think is going to get a whole lot of fastballs in. I think he's going to get a steady diet of some stuff running away in that breaking ball you saw. But again, Joe is a big-time bulldog. Just signed a big extension in San Diego. He's a number 1 type guy, and the world is going to see it tonight. You know, San Diego and that East Coast bias, we know. I'm very excited for the world to see Joe Musgrove, big-time television, big-time pitching matchup.
No,
I love Joe.
I
love Joe. When I saw him and was scouting in 2019, I'm watching this guy work in Pittsburgh, and I'm thinking to myself, there is nobody who is more competitive on the field than this guy, and he shows it every single time. I saw him 3 or 4 times. He can hit. He's an athlete. He can do so many different things. But I just love his mentality, man. This is the kind of guy you want to play behind as a player. This is a guy, I want the baseball in this situation. I love this guy.
I want both of them to get off to good starts, and let's see who breaks first. Yeah. Because these starting pitchers, both of them, Padres bullpen, we're not in love with them, but they got some options late. Mets bullpen in trouble, sore. Who that starter that bridges the gap the longest and who breaks first. to be a fun one to watch.
You know, you brought something up that's pretty interesting that we have some graphic support on, and that's that Joe Musgrove likes to crowd hitters with the inside heater. There are a handful of hitters on this Mets team that don't like to be crowded with the inside heater. Potentially bad matchups for Marte, Canna, McNeil, the NL batting champ, as you mentioned, Jake, and Brandon Nimmo. Joe Musgrove throws his fastball inside almost 45% of the time. The one guy that doesn't mind it in there is the guy that clicked him twice, and that's Francisco Lindor. Now, these were not inside fastballs that Lindor got to, but he's really the outlier on a roster filled with hitters that don't like to be jammed with the fastball. Lindor, for me, is crucial tonight for the Mets to have a chance.
You're exactly right, and he got them off to a big start. Lindor has had just such a turnaround season. He's the heart and soul. Him and Alonso are the power threat and the heart and soul. I've faced Lindor early in his career, and I know he likes it in there. He clipped me in Cleveland a few times, getting it in there. Again, Joe Musgrove is going to stay away. He's not going to hang that breaking ball. Lindor and Alonso are the guys that you can't let beat you.
Well, Joe's smart enough to know. I mean, he's so well prepared. He knows there's certain guys that he knows he's not going to let beat him. It's got to be Lindor tonight, and obviously Alonso, who's got tremendous power. But for me, it's Lindor because he knows he has not had success against him.
This is going to be such a fun matchup to watch tonight. Elimination game. We are about 45 minutes away from the start of it. We'll take a break when we come back.